Do you ever wonder what it takes to be an Olympic figure skater? What their daily routine is like, how long they train, what do they do? Well, you're in the right place because I'm a regular person, but today I'm going to train like an Olympic figure skater. And you are coming with me every step of the way. I know there's so many videos out there with the same title, but I actually searched the web and found an Olympic figure skater's routine. And I was able to find Cha Junhwan's exact daily routine from a variety show he did like 10 years back. And today we are going to follow that. So if you don't know Cha Junhwan, he is the 2023 World Silver Medalist, 4-time 4 Continents medalist, 6-time Grand Prix medalist, 5-time IOC Challenger Series medalist, 2025 Asian Winter Games champion, 10-time consecutive South Korea national champion, and recently he came 4th in the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. So basically he's a really, really good figure skater. So we're going to see if his daily routine is as crazy as his achievements are. Okay, let's break it down. So he wakes up at 6 a.m. From 7 to 8 a.m. he does light off-ice exercises. Then he's on the ice from 8 to 9:30 a.m. He has lunch. And then from 10:30 to 11:30, he does 1 hour of warm-up before getting on the ice again. And he's on ice from 11:30 to 3 p.m. Then he does weight training from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. So that's a total of 1 hour of off-ice, 1 hour of warm-ups, 5 hours on ice, and 1.5 hours in the gym. It sounds exhausting already, and I'm kind of regretting this. But I'm going to try my best to follow his routine. The times might be a bit different because my rink is open at different times, but the schedule will be the same. So let's see if I can actually survive. The first thing to do today was an hour of light off-ice exercises. I don't know what's light about doing off-ice for an hour, but I think this also doubles as a warm-up for him to get on the ice as well. So I started off with the Bosu ball, the balance ball, and, just trained some of my spiral and spin positions. And then I did a couple of exercises for my jumps before moving on to some off-ice axel attempts. I have been trying to attempt this for a very, very long time. I had a session with my coach the other day where I landed it on 2 feet. So I was really trying to see if I could land it on 1 foot. It didn't really work out, unfortunately, but I'm definitely a lot closer than where I was 2-3 weeks ago. So the thing is, I'm never a morning exercise kind of person. I sleep very late and I always snooze my alarm to the very last minute. Even if I have somewhere to go, I would wake up with no time to spare. So going to the gym or doing a workout in the morning, that's just never been me. I know it's a really healthy habit to have, but I just snooze my alarm too much. So that also means when I went to the gym for these light off-ice exercises, I was feeling extremely groggy. But it also felt really good, like I felt really productive. An hour later, we are doing a quick drive to the rink. I had to do another warm-up here because during the drive, my muscles kind of cooled down a little bit and I didn't want to go on the ice with cold muscles because the rink is already cold and that just increases the chance of injury, which I cannot afford as an adult. My off-ice before going onto the rink is really just swinging my legs around and my hips and just opening everything up, making sure my joints and my knees are nice and ready. The thing is, the day before I went on the ice without warming up first, so I did a on ice warm up, but while I was doing that I tripped and I kind of fell onto my knees, and because my muscles weren't warm and my joints weren't warm, it hurt a lot. I had 2 really big bruises on my knees, which makes doing squats and like bending it really hard. Honestly, don't ask me how I fell. I think I literally just tripped on my own toe pick. So yes, make sure you are warming up before you go on the ice. The rink was extremely busy, which made it really hard to practice anything. Also because it was a public session, so everyone is everywhere. Whereas in sessions with only figure skaters, there are rules of like what you can do in each section of the ice. So in the middle, you do spins. In the right hand side or like different corners, you do jumps. Whereas in a public session, it's kind of just a free-for-all. You have people clinging on the barrier, you have some people just standing around, and you have some kids who love to like cut through the middle because they think going through the middle is really cool. So every time I feel like I found a little empty spot, someone just like comes in and gets really close. So I really just had to default to doing some spins on the spot or doing some footwork. was about a 1.5 hour to 2 hour session, and I still didn't feel like I got much practice in. So I actually left feeling quite dejected. It's not a good feeling to go out of your way and practice something and then leave feeling like you haven't improved at all. But anyway, I couldn't really do anything about that, so I just went home, had lunch, and rested for a bit because the next session wasn't until later at night. Did another 1 hour warm up. I'm still trying to figure out how to warm up properly because it's not something that I've actually done a lot in my life. As a kid, no one ever really warmed up, and then as adults, we don't exercise as much. I know how important warming up is, especially as I'm getting older and my joints aren't as flexible anymore. It's just that I never really know what to do. I feel like there's a very fine line between warming up and then just doing a full-on workout. But today we're following a routine that's not ours, so I did that 1 hour warm up and I was extremely tired afterwards, but I still went to the ringer. This second session was a lot less busy, which thank goodness. What was really funny is that my coach saw me in the first session and she was also there in the second session, and when she saw me again, she gave me a really confused look, like, why am I here again? I didn't tell her I was filming a YouTube video. In this session, I really wanted to get my back spin, so that's spinning on my right leg in the direction of your left. It's a spin that a lot of people say is supposed to be really basic and really easy, but I've actually been struggling with this for so long. I feel like I'm just very unstable and that I'm going to fall and hit my head. But I still kept working on it, and I think I got a little bit closer. That's the feeling a lot of figure skaters chase, like that feeling of progress and, you know, having something click and actually getting a skill. This session was honestly a lot better compared to the first session, and I'm so glad that I actually went. Otherwise, I would have gone home and felt really bad about myself. This session ended late, and because it was so late, I did not want to do anything afterwards. Like, I just want to go home, take a hot shower, and go to bed. But we still have one more thing on our agenda, and that is weight training. So I headed to the gym, and I'm sorry the footage isn't as nice anymore. I got a bit shy bringing my camera out because it was still surprisingly very busy despite how late it was. When I go to the gym, I do a full body workout just because I don't go enough to separate my muscle groups. I used to do like a leg day, then an arm day, and then a back day, that kind of thing. But then because I was just so inconsistent with the gym, I would do leg day and then I wouldn't go for like a week, and then I'll do my back, and then I wouldn't go for a week, and then I'll do my arms, and then I wouldn't have another leg day until like a month later, which is pretty bad. And that's why I now do a full body workout. So I'm just targeting a little bit of everything in one session. But what I do is I do a chest press, then I do a little arm routine with some light dumbbells, I do a lat pull down, seated rows, back extensions, and leg press. I tend to not go too heavy with the legs at the gym because skating is pretty much a leg workout in itself. So I really try to focus on my upper body because my upper body is very weak compared to my legs. So all in all, that was about 8 to 9 hours of physical activity. First of all, felt really good. Second of all, it just made me think that's a pretty manageable schedule, especially if you're a full-time athlete, because people in full-time office jobs are also doing 8 to 9 hours of work a day. So it just makes sense that it's the same amount of time. I mean, you'll probably have to do some extra stuff for muscle recovery and stuff like that, which brings me to the next point, because my body hurt for a good week after this day. I mean, it felt really good because it made me think, yes, I've pushed my body to the point where it's actually growing and strengthening. At the same time, that was a bit rough. I feel like I got a whole month's worth of exercise in. So that was a daily routine as an Olympic figure skater. If you've made it this far, drop this emoji in the comments so I know you stayed. Let me know what you think. Like, is this something that you would do? And is this something that you think is manageable if you were an athlete yourself? As always, appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.